because you're saying that that's why men cheat. Why do women cheat, sir? Can we reverse that and go to the women's side and say this is why they cheat? Or are you just trying to lay this at the foot of men? Sounds like that's what you're trying to do. All right, before we get to the video, I need you all to do me a favor. Please like the content. I'm trying to grow the platform, so it's very important that you like for engagement and also subscribe. Remember, hit the bell with all notifications on. Before we jump into the video, let me say this. I think it's very dangerous to oversimplify very complex issues, especially why a group may or may not cheat. You really don't have the knowledge needed to facilitate a proper diagnosis unless you're a clinical psychologist. So if you're trying to pander to garner some type of attention or validation, you might want to be careful because your actions or your words can be quite dangerous for those who may need some type of help. So without any further ado, drop the video. Let's go.
The reason why men cheat is because they did not practice abstinence in their young years and monogamy in their adult years.
Really? Is that why men cheat? Because when they were young boys, they didn't practice abstinence, and when they become adult men, they don't practice monogamy? Where's your proof of that? Where's the stats on that? I mean, are you just talking out your ass? Because that doesn't sound like any data I've researched or any information I've ran across that because men don't practice abstinence and then later monogamy, that makes them cheat. So by that same token, is it the reflective issue with women as well? They didn't practice abstinence and later on monogamy? Because you're saying that that's why men cheat. Why do women cheat, sir? Can we reverse that and go to the women's side and say this is why they cheat? Or are you just trying to lay this at the foot of men? Sounds like that's what you're trying to do. But we're going to bring the clip back and we're going to jump back in and get our feet wet. Let's go.
See, the average man, they get their first piece around 11 and 12 years old, and then they want to get buck wild for the next 20 years.
What? What? This dude said that men get their first tail at 11 and 12? On what world? In what way does a prepubescent boy have access to sex at 11 and 12? Where are you getting this from, man? This dude gotta be tripping, man. Are you smoking? Are you high? Where do you get this nonsense from? You're just pulling this out of your ass? What boy at 11 or 12 has access to sex? Unless he was, abused. Because the only way I'm going to believe that 11 or 12-year-old has access to sex. What the hell are you talking about? Let's bring the clip back. Let's jump in.
Then when they think they found the one and want to slow down, then they're not satisfied because they're used to variety and not monogamy. For you.
So you're trying to say that men can't pair bond now. You're trying to compare apples to oranges because it's women that have psychological issues with pair bonding when they are, practice promiscuity. It's not men that have this issue with pair bonding. Men can go out here and seek the company of many ladies and still be able to pair bond. That's not a male psychological issue. That's a female psychological issue. Whoo, boy, you stink. You need to do some research before you make a video. Let's bring the clip back. You jumping in.
You would hit it one or two times and then you're ready to move on. Then you expect to just cut that off. Not to mention that we have such a long sexual resume to where this woman can never please us because she's competing against your memory. Come on, fellas, you already know every time you have sex with a new girl, she's competing with your old girls.
A long sexual resume. The average man. You're telling me the average man has a long sexual resume? Prove it. Man, dude, you're just talking. You got to prove this stuff you're saying. If you're not going to produce stats or evidence or even information or links where you research this stuff, then you're just talking, dude. You're just saying things because they sound good. You're pandering. And women don't need men to pander to them. That's why women have such a delusional mindset. This is why women don't believe they need correcting. We cannot keep doing this. I don't know where you betas come from and what hole you crawled out of where you want to just make this TikTok the pander. Women don't need to be pandered to. This is nonsense you're talking. Where are you getting this information from? Whew. Boy, you stinking up the place. Let's jump back in. Bring the clip back.
She don't do it as good as Linda. She don't ride it as good as Faye. You have a long list of who can do what the best. And now you breaking her back trying to please you when the fact is y'all supposed to be pleasing each other. So the reason why you're having so many problems out of your present is because you wouldn't restrain yourself in the past.
All right, I'm going to stop it right there. That was the end. The guy is basically saying that men cheat because they lack restraint. Men cheat because in their past, they were promiscuous. Men cheat because they didn't, when they were prepubescent, they didn't practice abstinence. Men cheat because, lo and behold, they don't know how to practice monogamy. Really. See, some of this stuff that goes on is very dangerous. I think when we have people that make videos for entertainment, we need to check the source. Why is this guy doing this? Why is this guy making a video explaining why men cheat from his own anecdotal evidence? That, by the way, no one can research or validate his information. Let me ask you this, sir. If the reason that men, let me say this. If the reason that men cheat is because of lack of abstinence, the lack of monogamy, the lack of restraint, the lack of not comparing past women to the current woman, what do you say about women? Why do women cheat? Do you apply this to the reverse? When you go over to the woman's side, why do women cheat? Is it only men that cheat because they lack self-control? Or are you trying to say that women have control and this is why they don't cheat? Because I got a stat for you, sir, that you might want to research. Women and men cheat about the same rate. Men at about 28%, women at about 24%. It's not a huge difference. And also remember this, women, they really don't admit to their cheating. Most women will take their cheating escapades to the grave. I should say escapades. They'll take that stuff to the grave. How many women you know have done all types of things that the men don't find out until later on in life, that most of the kids he have by this woman aren't even his? So you're trying to say that it's men that don't have restraint? You're a dirty player, sir. You're disingenuous. And you need to really sit down before you make another video and do some research. By the way, you sound pretty dysfunctional and you sound like a beta. That's all I got. Let me say this before I go. You also have to check your sources before you start paying attention to a lot of people's TikTok, social medias, YouTube channels. Please research who these people are before you start absorbing their content, including myself. That's all I got tonight, man. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get it popping over here. 2 fingers. Peace.
Let's go!